Top of the order due up for UNCW. In the bottom of the third inning, St. John's able to get one back, score 2-1 in favor of the Seahawks. Appreciate everyone from around the area, around the state, around the nation tuning in to UNCW Seahawk baseball here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Game 2 of the season for the Seahawks. Steven Linkus shows the bunt on the first pitch, brings it back. It's a called strike. Linkus with a infield hit to start things off for UNCW in the bottom of the first inning. And eventually came around to score. Picked up a stolen bag on the way. The 0-1 from McGee. Cut on and foul tipped behind home plate. So Linkus back in a hole here. No balls and 2 strikes, just as he was a couple of innings back.
Linkus looking to impress the scouts this year as a senior. Starting off good so far.
And he hits another chopper over to short. Going to be a tough play for Berardi, and in time as Linkus is punched out on the 6-3. But you can see the speed of Linkus. Berardi had to let it go in a hurry. And the senior left fielder utilizing that hard dirt in front of home plate at Brooks Field nearly beat out his second infield hit of the afternoon.
Real close play there at first.
Brian Mims will dig in. He had a base hit through the left side, a chopper through the 6-hole, and his first plate appearance this afternoon was eventually picked off at third on a base running kind of error for the UNCW second baseman. Kind of ran himself and ran UNCW out of that inning. The 0-1 is a backdoor breaking ball that misses outside. One misses again, so Mims ahead of the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. UNCW second baseman. 1 for 6 yesterday. And he lines one into shallow center field. Diving attempt by Caruso. Good job by Caruso to trap that ball. If it were to get away from the all preseason Big East player, Mims would have been on the run. Instead, holds it to a single. Mims 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Puts a runner on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And that will bring up Gavin Stupinski.
Mims did a good job fighting off that inside pitch there and driving it right up the middle. Line drive into center field.
You got to think UNCW's approach right now with McGee not bringing the hardest velocity to the mound today. In the low to mid 80s. A lot of breaking stuff. A lot of off-speed pitches with the changeup and the curveball. UNCW looking to hit the backside. That's why maybe a couple of these pitches have been able to get in on the hands of these UNCW hitters. Stupinski grounded out to second his first time up. Has an RBI on the afternoon. Went 2 for 4 yesterday with a couple of runs scored, a couple of ribbies. No balls and 1 strike to the designated hitter this afternoon, Gavin Stupinski, out of Columbus, New Jersey. McGee will check the runner back at first again. Stupinski, one of the many all preseason CAA players picked on this UNCW ball club this season. He takes the 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball, and misses upstairs. 1-1 with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the third inning, UNCW with 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. St. John's 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error this afternoon. Both teams will wrap up this opening weekend tomorrow. The 1-1 to Stupinski, driven out to deep center field. Caruso on the run. It's back to the track at the wall, off the foot of the wall. Stupinski on his horse. He's going to go to second. It's Mims rounding third, and he will score an RBI double to dead center field by Gavin Stupinski. UNCW back out in front by a score of 3-1.
Stupinski ripped that ball over the center fielder's head, picking up his first double of the season, and now driving in his second run of the ball game and gives him a total of 4 RBIs in the season now.
Stayed right on that pitch, drove it right back up the box. Caruso had no chance at it. gives UNCW a 3-1 lead, and that'll bring out pitching coach for St. John's and Corey Mascara, the pitching coach for St. John's, having a chat with Kevin McGee, who has now surrendered 1 run in each of the 3 innings so far. Still not out of trouble in this bottom of the 3rd inning with Nick Fight set to step to the plate. Fight struck out looking his first time up, but did go deep in game 1 yesterday. He was 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored and a pair of RBIs in the UNCW onslaught of Western Carolina, a 15-2 victory in their season opener, their 8th straight season opening win for UNCW. So with Stupinski at second, Fight will dig in as McGee continues to labor here early in this ball game. McGee sets and the delivery on the outside corner and misses a couple of inches outside.
McGee has already actually lasted longer than their starter from yesterday, who was out of the ball game in the 2nd inning.
Typically St. John's known for some of their starting pitchers and top of the rotation guys, but this one is smoked into right center field. That's going to bring around Stupinski, and Fight is going to hustle in with a sliding RBI double. And UNCW continues to rough up Kevin McGee. It's a 4-1 lead for your UNCW Seahawks.
Back-to-back doubles for the Seahawks as they, when they start putting hits together, they end up scoring like yesterday when they scored 10 runs in the 5th inning. They did that last year a lot when they start rallying. They put one hit together after another and score. They'll put together a lot of runs in 1 inning.
Fight trades places with Stupinski at second. That will bring up Terrence Connolly, 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to short his first time up. He backs away from a breaking ball. St. John's bullpen still quiet here in the early going after having to go to their bullpen several times in that loss to Richmond yesterday, hoping to get a couple of more innings out of McGee today. UNCW does not want that to happen. Big cut there by Connolly as he fights it off down the left side. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's Fight just picked up his 3rd RBI of the season and crushed a 2-run homer yesterday against Western Carolina.
McGee stares into his catcher, Troy Dixon, looking for the sign, and Connolly will back up. Calls time, granted by home plate umpire Wilson Rayner. Good lead for Fight on second. Sperardi checking in behind him, and the pitch to Connolly is a called strike on the outside corner. Makes that fastball look just a bit quicker when you're used to seeing that off-speed stuff time and time again. And he peppers one on the outside corner for a called strike. The count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. UNCW with 2 on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd. They lead 4-1. The 1-2 pitch from McGee misses with the changeup high. Good job by Connolly to hold off. Connolly, another .344 hitter from last season. One of the big bats for UNCW, returning to the lineup along with Stupinski, who already has 2 RBIs on the day.
Yeah, Connolly was tied with Stupinski with that .344 average, 2nd on the team in batting average, but also was 1st in on-base percentage.
The 2-1 is chopped over to first base. An Olay play by Robbie Knights is going to bring in a run for UNCW. Connolly dives in safely to second base on the high chopper. Knights would have been better off just blocking that ball and hopefully having a chance to step on the bag at first. Instead, the error brings around Nick Fight, and UNCW continues to pour it on here in the bottom of the 3rd. The sun is shining. UNCW leads 5-1.
2nd error of the ball game for St. John's. 1 on their shortstop, now 1 on their first baseman.
That's just a play that Knights would have liked to have back there. How many times do you work on those high choppers where you just stick the chest out there, knock it down, step on the bag at first? Yeah, fight would move over to third, but there'd be 2 outs in the inning. Instead, UNCW's rally continues with Daniel Stack at the plate and Connolly on second. Pitch from McGee, line right back up off the leg of McGee, and it trickles through the legs and the wickets of Shaw, which brings around Connolly to score. That ball was ripped up the middle by Daniel Stack. UNCW now leads 6-1.
Stack smoked that ball off of McGee's leg. He was hopping around a little bit there, and it bounced all the way into the outfield by shortstop on the shortstop side. That ball was smoked.
Yeah, that ball was ripped, and I think Shaw probably thought he might have still had a play if you were able to field that cleanly off the deflection, but instead, he can't get a handle on the ball. And as it went through his wickets, it brought around Connolly to score. So UNCW has plated 4 in the inning, as McGee will go through a couple more warm-up pitches to make sure he's okay, with head coach Ed Blankmeyer looking on. The St. John's bullpen now quickly warming up in a hurry. We've got 4 or 5, maybe 6 guys out there stretching as McGee continues to get tagged here in this 3rd inning.
Stack picks up his 2nd run batted into the season. And it looks like McGee's going to stay in the game.
So McGee looks to be okay. Fortunately, it looks like you never want to see the ball get ripped back to you and hit you, but looks like it may have caught his landing leg.
Yeah, right in the shin area.
Caught him in the shin, so it'll be okay right now. And as soon as the temperature drops later on tonight, if he's still out here, I think will probably swell up a bit. We'll see how he progresses moving forward, facing Zach Canada, who grounded out to the first baseman in his first time up on assisted play by Robbie Knights. First pitch to Canada is in the dirt with Stack leading off first. UNCW with 4 runs in the inning so far on 4 hits, 1 error.
Last 5 batters have reached base safely.
The 1-0 pitch to Zach Canada. Hit on the ground through the 6-hole, chops into left field for a base hit. And UNCW continues to tag McGee the 2nd time through the lineup. That's one of those things where you can get adjusted to that velocity, only 82, 83 miles an hour. You wait back on those pitches, 2nd time through the order. You have to be pretty special if you want to live in Division I baseball with a 83 mile an hour fastball. You have to make sure that off-speed stuff is working with pinpoint control. That's not the case this afternoon as Robbie Thorburn digs in. He's got an RBI single and a stolen base today. UNCW in front 6-1. Thorburn's going to lay it down. The play by Shaw. He can't come up with it. And Thorburn will reach safely on the bunt base hit. It loads the bases. Well, 3 straight singles here in the inning with a pair of doubles and a leadoff single by Brian Mims. And
Linkus was led off with the ground ball out. After that was the single, and then 7 guys in a row have been on base.
With an error at first sandwiched in between. You make that play at first base, you look back in hindsight, you think you get that 2nd out of the inning and you put a runner on 3rd, maybe 1 more run scores in the frame. But instead, 4 runs have crossed the plate. Kennard McDowell will dig in. He struck out looking his first time up. Has a chance here to really open these floodgates with a 6-1 lead. McGee's first pitch in the dirt. Good job by Dixon to keep it in front, the St. John's catcher. But the Seahawks are all over the sophomore left-handed pitcher for the Red Storm. Got some action in the bullpen for St. John's. That ball hit on the ground, shot off the throwing hand of the 2nd baseman, Ty Blankmeyer. 2 runs are going to come in to score. And St. John's having a tough time here in this 3rd inning. A lot of hard hit balls by UNCW in this frame. 6 across in the inning. It's an 8-1 lead for UNCW.
It is totally falling apart for St. John's right here.
Still waiting on word to see if that was a hit or an error. That ball was smoked hard. It took a tricky hop maybe on Blankmeyer, and we'll call it a hit. So it's an RBI, 2 RBI single for Kennard McDowell. And that looks like that'll do it for St. John's left-handed pitcher, Kevin McGee. So head coach Ed Blankmeyer will go to Jamie Galazin, the sophomore right-handed pitcher. Be a good time to take a timeout here on the Seahawk Digital Network. UNCW with 6 runs here in the bottom of the third inning on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. On 6 runs on 7 hits right now. The inning continues, 1 error in the frame. UNCW leads 8-1 when we get back here on the Seahawk Digital Network. Seahawk Baseball is driven by your Carolina Ford dealer.
Hampton Inn University and Hampton Inn and Suites Landfall Park are proud UNCW Seahawks sponsors. Award-winning hotels providing rooms, suites, catering, and meeting rooms. Ask for the Seahawks Special. Call 910-509-0005. That's 910-509-0005 or hamptoninn.com and support the Seahawks.
Want to make one call for your company's technology needs? Cloudwise, which is based in Wilmington, offers companies reliable, high-speed internet connections, custom phone plans, prompt IT support, efficient cloud services, and much more. Cloudwise allows you to focus on your business, while we focus on your technology needs and online security. Learn more about us at cloudwise.com.
Back here at Brooks Field, UNCW in front by a score of 8-1 as we go to the bullpen. This call to the bullpen is sponsored by Register's Auto Collision. Small accidents happen. Register's Auto Collision will fix your car like it was yesterday. They have 4 locations to serve you. Register's Auto Collision. Insist on the best. Great crowd here at Brooks Field on day 2 of the season. Leadoff hitter Stephen Linkus will dig in. Appreciate Wilmington's brave firefighters watching the game beyond the left field foul line. On the mound for St. John's, Jamie Galazin, a sophomore out of Langhorne, Pennsylvania, Notre Dame High School in New Jersey. Pontoons between the outfield and the bullpen. Obviously, St. John's a little thin in that category right now after getting roughed up yesterday. They've been through only 2 1/3 innings here today with Stephen Linkus at the plate, runners on the corners.
UNCW putting together another one of those huge innings. Still only 1 out here.
So he was batted around the order here in the frame. Linkus 1 for 2 with a run scored today. The 1-0 pitch as Galazin gets the sign and delivers. It's a check swing. He did go. So the count is 1-2 as Linkus kind of stares back, a blank stare at the home plate umpire, Wilson Rayner. Thought he checked his swing as that breaking ball kind of dove in on his front foot. But the count, 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out to Link. Runners on the corners, Kennard McDowell at first. And the pitch nearly got through. The runner's going to, he got caught up, and Dixon, it's going to be a run down a pickle here between the plate and third. The throw from Galazin, and he's able to tag out the runner for UNCW as McDowell shifts on over to second base. As looked like it was Thorburn at third. And he's tagged out. So Thorburn gets caught in a pickle. Runs UNCW out of a potential run for the second out of the inning. McDowell now at second following the pickoff. Just being ultra aggressive right now with the 8-1 lead, and that ball went through the legs of Dixon, but not far enough, obviously. And the pickoff play is good for the second out of the inning. As Galazin now looks to get out of the jam here. McDowell at second with a good lead. The pitch to Linkus, that's a 2-1, and that one nearly got through the legs of Dixon again. 3-1 to the UNCW leadoff hitter today, and Stephen Linkus.
McDowell with those 2 RBIs on that single now has 4 on the season. The offense off to a good start already this year.
Good hitters count here for the UNCW left-handed hitter, and he swings and misses kind of a half swing again as Galazin continues to pound on the inner half of Linkus. It's a sharp slider. 3 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs in the inning, UNCW with 6 across here in the bottom of the third. An 8-1 lead with 10 hits on the afternoon. Galazin sets at the belt, gets the sign from Dixon, and the 3-2 pitch is sliced foul down the left side. You never know what the spring weather is kind of going to be like here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Today it'll be 65, 67. Tomorrow expected to be again in the upper 50s, and then next week looks like middle of the week. And some rain and nasty weather coming towards us before we gear up for another weekend of baseball on campus. UNCW with the midweek game against Coastal Carolina. The 3-2 is tapped foul. Linkus stays alive.
Can't go more than 3 days without some rain down here.
Especially this time of year. Much better off than what St. John's is probably seeing up in the Northeast, where they were seeing feet and feet of snow probably through the months of late February, early March. Always good for a good snowstorm, probably in April up in the Northeast as well, early April. By that time, we'll be enjoying the sunny temperatures and the beautiful sands of the great beaches we have right around the area. Three balls and 2 strikes as Linkus digs back into the box. UNCW left-handed leadoff hitter in left field today. A couple of putouts in left. We'll do the payoff pitch again. The breaking ball, chopped foul. We talked about it earlier today during the annual UNCW Media Day last week. Linkus kind of talked about his approach as a 2-strike hitter, as a leadoff hitter. Coach Scaff allotted to it during the Buffalo Wild Wings on Deck Circle about the maturation of Stephen Linkus over the last couple of seasons, now a senior. One of the leaders on this ball club, coming off that 41-18 season a year ago.
Yeah, you saw at the beginning of last year, he did a lot of bunting, and then as the season progressed, kind of went away from that, was, swinging away more and was showing more power, and we're yet to see him try to drop a bunt at all so far this year. So,
and he swings on a 3-2 pitch, drills it to left field. Could get over the head of Donato on the run, makes the grab for the final out of the inning. Saw the St. John's left fielder Michael Donato cheating in a couple of steps, expecting that left-handed flare from Linkus. Instead, he got a nice piece of it. Able to chase it down for the final out of the inning, but the damage is done here in the Seahawk third. UNCW plates 6 runs in the frame, and they have opened this ball game up, giving Alex Royalty plenty of breathing room as he continues his college debut. UNCW leads St. John's by a score of 8-1. Seahawk baseball is driven by your Carolina Ford dealer.